Observe almost any modern community, and you'll see the same fractures: colorism, gender strife, and a pervasive sense of suspicion between neighbors. These divisions are often viewed as a natural byproduct of human nature, the unavoidable friction of different groups living in close quarters. But a controversial document suggests these tensions were deliberately manufactured. It is known as the Willie Lynch letter, a transcript of a speech allegedly delivered in 1712 on the James River in Virginia. Speaking to a gathering of Virginia planters, a British slave owner claimed to have perfected a foolproof method to control his subjects, a system he guaranteed would remain effective for at least 300 years. Lynch argued that the standard methods of the time, using trees and ropes, were poor investments that destroyed labor and invited revolts. He proposed shifting the focus to the mind, promising a more efficient path to total submission. To understand the specific nature of our modern social fractures, we have to look at the mechanics of this 300-year-old blueprint. The first phase of this method is the psychological breaking, a process the letter compares to taming a wild horse, fighting against its physical restraints. The objective is to sever the subject's natural independence, reducing them to a state of total reliance on the captor for survival and direction. This wasn't a secret to those living through it. Frederick Douglass noted that slaveholders conducted a scientific study of human nature, analyzing every mood and abstraction to ensure their own safety and prosperity. The letter's second step targets identity by demanding the complete annihilation of the mother tongue. Stripping away a people's original language does more than silence them. It removes their ability to communicate secrets, preserve their history, or build a unified culture outside the master's view. By imposing a foreign language, the system forces the enslaved into a new value system, leaving them isolated and psychologically vulnerable to the master's definitions. The third phase focuses on the family, specifically the engineered destruction of the bond between parents and children through witnessed trauma. The letter describes subjecting the male to extreme violence in front of the female, a tactic designed to shatter her belief in his ability to protect the family. This diagram illustrates the result. The ordeal pushes the female into a frozen state of independence, governed by subconscious fear. She raises male children to be physically strong but mentally submissive, and trains female children to be psychologically independent, keeping the unit fragmented. With the family unit destabilized, the letter introduces its fourth step, the matrix of differences. The strategy is to take natural variations, like age, skin shade, and status, and magnify them into artificial rivalries. Constant distrust ensures these groups never look to each other for support, but are forced to look only to the master for validation. This matrix aims to shift the burden of control from the overseer's whip directly into the psyche of the community. The most significant part of the document isn't the initial breaking, but the claim that this conditioning would become self-generating. It promises that if these divisions are intensely applied for just 1 year, the population will remain perpetually distrustful of each other without further outside intervention. This loop visualizes the goal, a traumatized population that subconsciously passes its own conditioning down to the next generation, keeping the system on autopilot for centuries. We are now 300 years removed from that riverbank in Virginia, yet the social landscape often looks exactly as the letter predicted. Colorism, ageism, and the recurring friction in family dynamics continue to disrupt community unity today. Viewed through this lens, these issues appear less like random cultural failings and more like the echoes of a specific historical framework for psychological division. The physical institutions of slavery ended, but identifying these inherited habits is the first step towards dismantling a cycle that was designed to outlast its creators.